Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Info channel. Today we'll be installing the Citrix Cloud Connector and adding the identity provider for Azure or Citrix Workspace authentication. Now first let's log into the Azure portal and click on virtual machines. I've already created the server for the Cloud Connector, and this is a server name called as Connector. And once it is created, we need to take an RDP of this machine. I've logged into this machine. This is the RDP taken. So now we need to install the Cloud Connector in this particular machine. So how to install? Let's log into the Citrix Cloud Console. So this is my Citrix Cloud Console. Once I logged in, on the left-hand side, click on the three eclipse and click on resource location. The Cloud Connector, once we install the Cloud Connector will be visible in the resource locations. So once the Cloud Connector is installed, and our Active Directory is in the Azure, Microsoft Intra-Domain Services. So which are the users are available in, Microsoft Intra-Domain Services, and the servers are available. Everything can be visible in the Citrix Cloud Console. So now let's click on Cloud Connectors, and we need to install the Cloud Connector software. Let's click on download. So it's downloaded. Let's go to the folder. I'll be installing the Cloud Connector software. So I've double clicked on the Cloud Connector exe, and it's running the background check, and it is successful. And let's install the Cloud Connector. Sign in and install. Sign in, it is requesting for the sign in, which we usually log in for the Citrix Cloud Console. So I've already logged into the Cloud Console. Let me try to sign in once again. Let me click back and let me click on install Cloud Connector again. Sign in and install. Okay, sign in successful. So once the sign in is successful, it will take us to next step for installing. So right now it's installing the Citrix Cloud Connector with all the services and the required software. The sign-in was successful because I've already logged into the Cloud Console. That's the reason, sign-in was successful. See, there are a lot of services are getting installed and configuration is happening. Okay, installation was successful. So once we see this screen, we can click on close. And now here what's happening is it's trying to currently upgrading your Citrix Cloud Connector and performing service connectivity checks. So usually this will take some time to perform the checks between the Citrix Cloud Console and the Citrix Connector. So once this is completed, this will be visible in the the Citrix Cloud Console in the resource location. So let's wait for this to get completed. Okay, so now the checks has been completed, and you see the green checkbox here. Let's click on close, and now let's try to click on start, and we see here the Citrix folder, Citrix Cloud Service Continuity Test Tool. So once we click on this, this always tries to get connected from Citrix Cloud Connector to the Cloud Console and gives the testing connectivity. Now let's go to the Citrix Cloud Console. So once we go to the Citrix Cloud Console, we go and refresh all. Once we click on refresh all, yeah, we will be able to see the Cloud Connector here. So once we click on Cloud Connectors, you see you're able to see the green checkbox, green mark with saying connector.prakashnp.com. This is my domain, and it has been successfully configured now, the resource location. So now we need to add the identity provider. How to add the identity provider for this? So why it's showing in gray, the orange, exclamation mark here is for the load balancing, we need to add the two connectors for the connectivity. So if one of the cloud connector goes down, there's another connector which can serve your purpose. That's the reason it's showing us, the orange exclamation mark. So if I add a second connector, it will be not showing here. Now let's go back to the identity and access management. In the identity and access management, we click on add an identity provider, and the authentication type will be choosing as Azure Active Directory, and I'll be providing the name for it. I'll provide my name and click on add. So once I click on add, you'll be able to see the Azure Active Directory here, and it says not connected. So let's connect this. So let's click on connect. Our name, make it as my name, and let me confirm this. So once I click on confirm, it will try to connect to the Azure console. So here I need to provide the username and the password, which is the domain administrator. So it's asking me to sign in. I approve the request. So now it's trying to authenticate a particular identity provider to the Azure. Okay. I think the identity provider is added and it show as connected. Yes, it is showing as connected. Now, once we add this identity provider, the next step is to select the authentication for the workspace configuration. So let's go back to the workspace configuration and go to authentication. So here in the authentication, we'll be able to see the identity providers which can be used for authentication. So right now we have authenticated for the Azure Active Directory. Let's select the Azure Active Directory and confirm. So once confirmed, what happens is who is part of this particular domain and who has got access to access the application or the desktop in the Citrix Cloud Console, they'll be able to connect to the Workspace app with their username and the password, and they'll be able to launch the VDI or the application. That's it for today. Thank you.